Everybody call 911 because we have a fashion emergency. Welcome, I'm Heidi Johannson, and this is Galas and Giving, Shaw TV Spotlight on local charity events. First responders are taking off their uniforms and turning up the heat here at Bavaria BMW. And it's all in support of the PTSD community. So stay with us because we are first on the scene at this first response to fashion. Heading into its third year, First Response to Fashion is leading the way to creating a future of healthy first responder families. It's dedication that has this one-of-a-kind event growing in enthusiasm and support. Co-founder Wilson Kwan.
I want to keep this going as long as I can. The awareness, I know people that are first responders that have passed away, and if we could have only helped them before. I don't want this to be a short stint. I want the public, other first responders to realize that there is an avenue out. They have something that they can lean on, something that they can get a hold of and say, hey, you know what? I can actually speak without worry about this one. This year, we have a few more first responders who actually are diagnosed with post-traumatic stress who are going to be models on the show. So seeing their transformation of being a part of something brings a lot of warmth to my heart.
Raising funds, awareness, and understanding for first responders who are suffering from PTSD is only part of the journey. That's where the Glen Rehabilitation Hospital Foundation comes in. President and CEO, Wendy Dugas.
When Wilson came to us 2 years ago and talked about the idea of working on helping first responders who are impacted by PTSD, we really wanted to embrace that idea because we know that it's out there and it's been a really stigmatized subject, and this event is helping put a spotlight on it, showcasing first responders who are coming forward and sharing their stories. And we as a foundation want to use this money that's being raised to help establish therapies at the Glen Rose.
Dugas states that the Glen Rose is actively establishing partnerships in the community to bring this program to fruition. A PTSD program that is beneficial beyond our city's border.
We are actually the only rehabilitation hospital in the province. So almost 50% of our patients are from out of town and they travel from surrounding communities. We're trying to focus on implementing a lot more telehealth, really being able to connect with remote communities and expanding our services. So yeah, we have a really broad reach.
Over 200 guests came out in hopes of creating a community that improves the physical and mental safety of our local first responders. Student volunteers from Emmy Lazert Culinary Program delighted everyone with fresh, hot eats. Mixologists were on hand to bring down the temperature, making it much more comfortable to bid on the assortment of silent auction items. Seats filled up with the promise of an action-packed fashion show, and it did not disappoint. Volunteer first responders wore clothing from United Cycle, DKNY, and RW & Co. Model Sam Sanson says this is one way to get the conversation started.
I think that this is really the first step, just the support that people have and the awareness that this event raises, that PTSD is an issue among emergency services, because it's really not an issue that a lot of emergency services are comfortable talking about. So it's really exciting to kind of get it out there, feel the support, and then raise money towards a program that will eventually give that assistance to those emergency services workers.
And Sanson is quick to add that PTSD has a ripple effect.
We know going into the job that we're going to deal with some stressful situations, potentially some traumatic situations, but sometimes it's a lot more difficult for the family members, for the wives, for the children who see the changes to their father or to their mother, who struggle to deal with accepting some of the scenes or some of the tragic events that they've seen. So I definitely think there's a big need to support the family members because they're the ones that support us.
A sentiment that is shared by Kwan.
I know firsthand some of the stuff that I see and witness when I was on the street. My wife was the only one that got it, and I feel for her. She's really stood up for me in a lot of ways.
And so is our community, raising $18,000 in support of the PTSD therapy development at the Glen Rehabilitation Hospital. An incredible accomplishment.
The public make this happen, and that tunnel is a dark tunnel that a lot of these people go through for post-traumatic stress. And not just the money that's raised, but the people here that support them and say, hey, you're not alone, we're a community, we want to help. It would not be possible without these people.
Because in the end, we are all alike.
It's really nice to actually be able to put a face to these people and to say, hey, these people have friends, they have families, ultimately they're people like you and I. They dress up in normal clothes, they do the things that we do. So it's really exciting to become a little bit more of a human as opposed to just a uniform.
This has been a smoking hot night for an incredible cause. I mean, is it warm in here or what? For more information on this organization, go to fashionfirstalberta.com. And if you would like Shaw TV to cover your event, email us at gallasandgiving@shaw.ca. From Bavaria BMW, I'm Heidi Johannson.
Hair services for Gallas and Giving is sponsored by Raw Beauty Inc. With medical facial aesthetics sponsored by External Affairs Medical Spa. Clothing provided by Simons.